I think that specifically everyone should read this, specifically if you're like a girl in your 20s.
Welcome to Shoulda Books, the podcast about all the books you should have read by now. My name is Jonathan, and today my guest is Cailyn Hoertz. Cailyn is the social media department lead for the Try Guys. She runs all of their social accounts, and she's, in my opinion, extremely good at it. And to that end, she's kind of been a mentor to me. I've learned so much about social media from her. I still have so much more to learn from her, but that's not what this episode is about. This episode is about books, dang it. And Cailyn reads more books than I think anyone else that I know. Like, she is always reading something, and she has very strong opinions about it, which you will see in this episode. She has a Bookstagram account, Cailyn.reads. You can follow her there. Before we get into my conversation with her, very quick housekeeping. We are reading Isabel Allende's House of the Spirits. And if you want to read along, or you already are reading along, head on over to Fable, Shoulda Books at Shoulda Books on Fable. There we go. To follow along as we read. We're having some interesting discussions over there. And it's a great way to experience a book with other people as they're experiencing the book. That's what a book club's all about, right? And the episode for that is going to come out on January 31st. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get into it. Cailyn Hoertz.
Yes.
Cailyn, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I'm excited. It's, a little different vibe, a whole different format. So this is very exciting.
You are a huge reader. You're probably in terms of just numbers, you're probably the putting up the biggest numbers of anyone I know.
Oh, wow, thank you.
So you brought 3 books that you think everyone should read.
Yes.
And I brought one book that
this is so exciting.
Yes, don't open it until the end of the episode, though.
Wow. Wait, that's so horrible. I have to sit here and look at it.
I have a book that I think you're gonna. Well, I'm gonna see by the end whether I think you're gonna enjoy it based on the books that you brought. Okay. I also realized as I was wrapping it up, you might have read it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's okay if you did. If I did,
if you could just pretend that
you did. Honestly, I have a guess purely based off of the size of this book.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know if I. Well,
I'm gonna do my best to do a poker face. What do you think? What is your prediction?
Should I not look at you when I say it?
Yes.
Oh wait, what is it called? How to Lose a Time War? Or something like that. That's my guess.
Your guess is How to Lose a Time War. Okay.
Or it's something. I think the title is something like that.
Okay.
But only based off of size.
Okay. You've given me nothing.
I've
given you nothing.
I really don't know.
Great. I did feel like, I feel like I gave it away with my face. I feel like I'm bad at poker.
Oh, I didn't think that you gave it away.
This is huge.
Okay.
This is great news.
I'm so nervous.
So stick around to the end.
Okay.
But before we get into it, obviously, you read a lot now. Mm-hmm. Did you always read a lot?
So I actually read even more than I do now when I was younger, probably. Okay. From end of middle school through high school, I was reading a ton. And one of these books I brought is actually kind of from that era.
Oh, cool.
But I was reading big back then, big into fantasy series. That was the Hunger Games era and all of those. And then I kind of fell off in college. I read very occasionally. Yeah. But as it happens, you're busy, you're doing tough. Other things.
Same thing happened to me. I read a lot in high school, and then college, it's reading kind of becomes your job.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was I'm reading all the time.
Yeah, and then I was so popular, and I was going to so many parties.
Right, exactly. I learned what drinking was.
Yeah, there really wasn't time because of all the social commitments that I had. So
of course, same, exactly. I was way too cool for reading. And then after I graduated, and once I moved out here, so really only 2 years ago, I finally really got back into reading, and it was because of a book called From Blood and Ash, which is the first book in a larger series that I had owned for years because one of my friends told me to read it forever ago. And then finally, me and my friends were kind of should we start a book club? Because they were also kind of wanting to read. I don't know. And also Book Talk was very popular. So I was seeing it more. I was okay, I used to read so much. I kind of do miss it. So then I read this book and I was immediately why did I ever stop? Like I like got back into it. So in the past like 2.5 years, I've like really gotten back into it, like full force, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun. Like I was like, it's weird to even think that there was a time that I wasn't reading now. Cause I'm like, what was I doing with my time? Like, what was I doing? But,
what was the, like, do you remember the series or book that really cemented in your mind of just like, I love doing this. I love reading. This is part of who I am.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that one, like, for this newer era, that From Blood and Ash series, like, because I'm still, literally the over 1,000-page book I'm reading right now is the newest book in that series.
Okay, gotcha.
So that one spanned till now still. Yeah. But the series that, like, got me into reading when I was a kid was Kingdom Keepers.
Kingdom Keepers.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, so it's, I can't remember the author's name, but it's, like, a YA series, and I think there also is an adult version, but there's a YA series that follows, it's a Disney World book, basically.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it follows these kids that, for some reason, they like got hired by Disney to make these like holograms of themselves in the park, and they were going to be like park guides. It's like this futuristic like thing. But by doing that, somehow some magical thing happened that when it's nighttime, when they go to sleep, they like come alive in the parks as their holograms.
Oh,
and it's kind of like Night at the Museum, Disney World.
That's fun. Okay,
yeah, so everything in the park at night like comes alive, and basically the Disney villains are trying to like take over the park.
Oh,
and,
that's fun.
And they're like fighting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and specifically this one scene stuck with me. I don't remember because it was multiple books. I don't remember which book this was in, but they're in It's a Small World, and all the little It's a Small World characters come alive and try to like kill them.
Yeah.
And every time I go on that ride now, I'm like, oh God, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. They're going to come alive. But yeah, that series was like, I was obsessed with it when I was like younger, and it's fully definitely YA. Like I'm like, I don't think I would recommend like any adult read it. I feel like they might be a little like bored.
I got to say, if It's a Small World is involved in any way, shape, or form, I'm out.
Yeah, you're like, this one's not for me.
That is not for me. That ride is not for me.
Oh God, it's my mom's favorite ride. So whenever I go, I like have to go with her.
Oh,
and it's horrible.
Is your mom okay?
No, like I literally, and I complain about it every single time, and she is obsessed with that ride. I don't know why.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're gonna probably do a full like series episode.
Yeah, we're
just digging into that.
Yeah, it's honestly like it's good. Like it's good.
Yeah, the book, not the ride.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah. Anyway, speaking of books, let's get into your 3 books. Okay. What are you going to start with?
I also have to get my notes out.
Hold
on. I was like, I have to make sure that I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I, again, have so many.
Disagree. I think you should wing it. Okay,
here we go.
All right,
number 1. My first book is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, which is actually a series. I'm kind of cheating because it's like I'm a series.
Yeah.
But this is in the Infernal Devices series, which is a trilogy, which is a prequel series to the Mortal Instruments series, which you might have heard me talk about before.
Yes. Okay.
And the whole like Shadowhunters world is like a 30+ book world.
Wow.
So it's a big commitment, but this is the prequel. So you can only read these 3 books, and that's totally fine.
There's no lore that you need to know to go into this?
No. Okay. You will understand the world if you just read this one. You don't have to like go into the whole thing. There's like things, because of like the reading order and like how they were coming out when I was younger, I read the Mortal Instruments first, or most of it, and then read this. But the only thing that like is like extra if you've read the other series is you recognize some last names, and you're like, like family connections, and you kind of understand things in that way, but you're not losing anything if you just read this.
So what's it about? Okay,
so this book, I would say, leans more like typical fantasy, but it is like a romantasy series. It is set in 1780s Victorian London. So it's very like Bridgerton kind of vibes in that way. Like they talk, kind of like that. But it follows this girl, Tessa, who's a big book reader. She's a book girly. And she goes on this search. She's American. She travels to London to try to find her missing brother and ends up getting kind of kidnapped for these powers that she didn't even know she had, and then kind of rescued by this group of shadow hunters who is with her through the majority of the book. And they're kind of all trying to figure out like what she is. She's not just a mortal. She's not a shadow hunter, which a shadow hunter is a mortal with some angel blood. and they fight demons. They're hunting demons.
Okay, gotcha.
But there's also like some vampire, werewolf, fairies type creatures. Like it's kind of like a big different world of like all these different types of characters. But the main ones, it's like very angels and demons and like sort of thing, which is cool because I haven't read many things like that. So it was interesting to me. So and then it just like follows them kind of doing that. And there's also literally one of the main reasons, because I obviously had to pick like a romance, which they're all kind of around love, to be fair. But this one, I'm not kidding, the best written love triangle I have ever read in my entire life.
Really?
In this series, yes.
Okay. Okay. Who do we got? Who are the what's the love triangle?
So Tessa, the main girl, and then we've got Will, and we've got Jem.
Jem. Okay.
Yes. So Will and Jem are also like basically brothers in this like world. Like they're not related, but in this world, there's a thing called parabati or parabatai, I think is how it's Italian. I don't know how to say it, but and it just means like, I mean, in this world, it literally means they can like feel each other's pain and like all these things because they're actually like, they have these things called runes that they like draw on their skin, shadow hunters. And so like it actually like, they're kind of like spells within the runes. Yeah. So when you become parabati, like you literally like fuse basically. So it's like they're really close.
As bonded as you can be.
Yes, exactly. So like what's so good about I almost said the threesome.
Oh, interesting.
It's not that. Okay. It's not that. I have books for you if you're into that. Okay. But no, not this one. This one's YA, so there is no smut. But the yearning, I'll get into that. Okay. But so it's like there's no smut, but you will not, it has everything you need. Okay. So they're like super, like they're like brothers, and that's what makes this love triangle so interesting, is because the dynamic between all three of them is really interesting. Will is much more like, he's like, it's kind of like grumpy. He's like the one that's like, I don't like deserve love, and everyone I love like gets hurt. Like, so he pushes people away, like kind of that dark brooding, like, but really like flirty and like, you know, vibe. And then Jem is like sunshine and rainbows, like so like light and like fluffy and so kind and all these things. But they also both have these like deep things. Like Will has a lot of family like issues going on. Jem has like a terminal disease that like not many people know about, that you find out kind of early, so it's not like a spoiler, but it's just truly like one of the best written love triangles ever, because you truly like, I don't know if it's that you don't know who she's going to be with, because, you know, most of the time you're kind of like, I know who she's going to end up with.
Okay, yeah.
But this is one of the only love triangles that I don't have like a side I'm on.
I was about to ask what side you were on.
I don't like, it's like, I don't want to say too much also because I don't want to spoil it if you're going to read it, but it is like truly like, I would be happy if she was with either of them, but I would also be devastated if she was with either of them.
Wow. That is a well-written love triangle.
Yeah, because it's just like either, and that's the thing too, is both of them, they obviously, both the guys like kind of know that each of them like really like love this girl, and they're also both want each other to be with her because they want the best for each other also. So it's like, it is just this constant like, and also Tessa's like going through so many other things that really like, especially in this first book, it's like these boys are like the least of her worries, but obviously she also does like, you know, so it is just like so good, especially like reading it when I was younger. I was like, this is crazy, but it's still like when I think about it to this day, it's like I've never had like read a love triangle that has made me feel this way, but also just the fantasy world. It's a YA, so it's simply written, like anybody can understand it. It's very like easy to read, but it is like very complex, and like the story is really good. It is like a true fantasy. It's like what do they call it? It's like it's a fantasy that takes place like in London. So it's like you're not in like a different world, but there's
it's like grounded.
Right.
There's a term for it. I
know there is a term and I don't remember.
As soon as we stop recording, I'll remember it.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so it is like, it's like feels familiar, but also it is cool because then you're like, if you like, it'll be like, oh, this actual store in London, but then like in this world, there's a back room that's like, you know, that's the demon club or whatever it is.
Yeah, okay.
So, and actually I recently went to London, and Will's favorite bookstore is a real bookstore that you can go to in London, and I got to go, which was really cool.
Is it,
it's the oldest one. It starts with
an H, right?
Yes. Hatchards? I literally just went, and I'm like,
I went there too.
Yeah, it's a cool
last year. It was
I loved it. Cool old bookstore. It has like a rare books room that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool too. Like it talks about real places, and
that's so cool.
Oh, another like big trope in like this book and in the world is like found family, which I've always like loved, because like a lot of these people, they all live in the it's called the what is it called? I don't know, this place where they all live. Oh, the Institute. It's like the Shadowhunters Institute. And most of them like aren't actually like family, like they're not blood family, but they all live there and like grew up together. And so it just like, I don't know, I love like that, because like I'm very much like a nature, or what is it, nurture over nature type of person. Right. So it's like, this is like really good. But yeah, the first book is great, but like the whole series, like it's one of those ones that you would want to like keep going. The trilogy specifically is so amazing. So I don't know, I could keep going, but it's great.
When did you read it?
I think I read this it was maybe like either like 8th grade or freshman year. Okay. So like pretty like early on. I wonder what year it came out. Can I look it up actually?
For sure, yeah.
Because I read it like when it came out.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take a look at the cover. I love this guy's suit on the cover here.
Oh yeah, they're dapper.
Very dapper. The top hat, I don't know if I could pull off a top hat. But I could try. But yeah, so you read it 8th, 9th grade.
Yeah. I guess I didn't read it maybe earlier, because it came out in 2010, and I'm pretty sure I read it like pretty soon after. So I was maybe 7th or 8th grade actually. Okay. So like I was like 11 or 12-ish age. Which technically I did look at it. Why is 14 plus? So sorry, I was a little young. Yeah. Because that's what I was gonna say too. Is it doesn't have smut or anything. Right. There's like some like makeout scenes and like, but like the yearning is like insane. I don't know. I guess like when I think YA books, I'm not thinking it's that much, but like you also are reading these at like pivotal times in your life, and there are like even like in like little silly romantic-y like series, there are like such like good lessons within them too.
Do you think that this was the first place you encountered a lot of the tropes, like
probably
of like romance, and like romantasy?
Definitely, yeah. This was for sure. This was like the first, because like I read the Hunger Games, I think, before I read this, and some other things, but I think this was probably the first like true like more fantasy book I ever read. So and also romance, because Hunger Games really isn't a romance. It has like a subplot, but this is like more of like a true romantasy. Right. So yeah, definitely like found family, the love triangle of it all. Like, I know there's the like Grumpy Sunshine like vibe. Like, have you heard Grumpy Sunshine?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically like it can work in like in this term. It works in the fact that the two guys are like, one is grumpy, one is sunshine. But also it can work in like the girl is sunshine and the guy is grumpy, or other way to say it is black cat golden retriever type relationship. Yeah. So yeah, that's like there's definitely like some classic, but I'm like, this is older. This is not that this is the OG of the tropes, but
but it was your first time encountering it, and whatever like whenever it's your first time encountering anything different in a book, like it hits you like a ton of like it's so impactful. Yeah.
Also the end of this series, it is devastating, but like amazing, and it is like technically a happy ending kind of at the end, but it is like.
She marries them both.
Ooh, can't say. I wish. I wish that's what happened.
So, real quick before we move on from this book, are you sunshine or grumpy? What would you classify yourself?
I feel like I guess I would be classified as sunshine, but I don't know. I think I'm somewhere in between. I guess I'm kind of sunshine.
You don't sound happy about it, I guess.
Because I don't think like sometimes it's like the sunshine people are made out to be so like ditzy kind of.
I see.
And I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm that, but I think I have a generally positive.
Yeah, I think you have like a positive disposition for the most part. Even when things are like, not going great, you seem to kind of keep a like positive outlook.
Yeah, and, I try.
At least from my vantage point.
Thank you. I try. Yeah, no, I was like, I think like sunshine to most people, grumpy when I'm like by myself.
I see. Yeah.
Like, grumpy vibes when I get my alone time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice.
That's a good question, though.
Well, let's keep it moving. What's the second book you brought in today?
The second book I brought is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. Do you know about this one?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, you might, because I don't know if you're really the target audience, but it felt like something you may have read. Okay. So this one I read like a little over a year ago, and I audiobooked it. And it's a memoir, technically, but it's kind of told in more of a narrative way. I think there's even a show like from it. I don't know
cool.
if there's either one being made or if there already is one.
Okay.
But I don't really want to watch it because I'm like, I loved this so much that I'm like, I don't know. Like
that's a real thing.
Yeah.
If you love a book so much,
scary.
It's too scary to be like someone is going to, because inevitably they're going to have a different interpretation of it than you, and so it's not going to match what's in your head.
Exactly, no matter what.
And so like no matter how good it is, you're like, that's not my beloved.
Right.
Those aren't my beloved characters.
That's not my Dolly. Yeah. So it's kind of like self-helpy, like memoir. I think that specifically everyone should read this, specifically if you're like a girl in your 20s.
Okay.
Like it's very much like about her like growing up and her relationship with her friends and like her romantic relationships and lack thereof, and like self-discovery and all of those sort of things. And yeah, I listened to this as an audiobook, which I also recommend for this one because it is her like Dolly telling it.
Oh,
which
right. Okay.
I think it's just, I love when like an audiobook is the author speaking.
It feels a little more special.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since it's her life. So it's like, it feels very personal.
Yeah.
The format is really fun. Like I said, it's mostly like pretty narrative, but it's kind of like, you know, there's time jumps and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also like recipes in here, like
randomly.
That's fun.
Okay.
And they like tie into like what's going on. Like one of them was like a hangover soup or like a hangover mac and cheese or something. And then like she's talking about like when she was first drinking and like, you know, so they kind of tie into the story, which is like cute and fun. But the biggest things in here that like I took away were like about the friendship. She also talked about like her relationship with her body and like relationships. And a big thing that like she talks about in the book is her lack of experience with romantic love, and then having like this struggle of like, do I even know what it's like to like love or like be loved and and like she talks a lot about how she worked through realizing that that's not true because she has such close female relationships in her life and like platonic relationships that taught her or teach her like just as much about love and like about belonging and like closeness as like a romantic relationship would. And I've talked about it a lot, how I've like never been in a relationship. So like for me, I was like, this is like everything.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was a good book because even though it didn't necessarily, I feel like, teach me anything new, it like brought up thoughts that I already had though, that I didn't like think anyone else had, and like validated those feelings and then allowed me to be like, oh, okay, this is like normal. And like, I can feel these feelings and other people are feeling these feelings. And then you learn how to like accept them kind of like through the book and like work through them or whatever. But I thought that was really interesting. And it just, I don't know, it's told in such a way that is like so funny also. Like it's so entertaining to listen to her. And she has like some crazy stories like of just like her life.
Yeah, what are some of what are some of these crazy escapades?
She's in London. She's also a lot of London.
I'm noticing
I don't remember if she's in London, but she's definitely English. I don't remember if it's specifically London or if it's, I don't know. She talks about Cambridge, I think. I don't know where that is.
So I'm also confused.
I also don't know.
Here's what I'm confused with. Cambridge, Oxford, different things.
Yeah.
Different places.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm just like, and it's also just like, there's like, it's Oxford, but there's like 20 different universities that are here.
Right.
And I think it's
not one
too confusing for my puny American mind.
I don't know.
But I think that, the whole thing is like, it's not a very big country. It's all pretty close. Like,
so it's all kind of the same anyways. It's all kind of the same.
That's the official Shoulda Books stance, is that the entire UK, no difference. It's all the same.
Yep.
Scotland, Wales,
basically the same. Is Scotland still part of the UK? Didn't they have that whole thing?
It is, yeah. They tried to,
sorry, Scotland.
to leave. So, the Scottish, the Scots are coming for you.
Yikes.
But okay, so she's somewhere ambiguously in across the pond.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I remember specifically like some of the like dating stories she had were just like, I was like, girl, where are you finding these people? Like, because they were always guys that were like, I think throughout the whole thing there was one, and it's been a while, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think there was like one guy that she actually treated her well, but she didn't really actually like him. Like she did, but like she realized over time was like, it's not for him. But like the guys that she was bringing around were like children, like not age-wise, like they were fine, not actually, but like acted like literal children, and like the party vibe, like they were always like getting into like some sort of craziness. Some of her friends also were like just batshit insane. I feel like always doing things that were ending up like getting her in trouble or like doing things like very like spunky, like teen angst, but like college angst, like vibes.
Yeah.
Like living like with her like friends and stuff. And then like her friends moving out, like things like that. That was like a big thing that I took away from it too, was like one of the things was she talked a lot about like not necessarily growing apart, but like how friendships change like when they have partners and stuff, and real. How it's like it's just like how it is. Like I have a quote.
Oh, let's do it.
I have a quote. Like she was talking about the feeling of being replaced by your friends' partners, and like her friend like said like something to her like nothing will change, and she was like everything will change. The love we have for each other won't change, but the format, the tone, the regularity, the intimacy will change forever. And I was like, that's so true. Yeah. Specifically, like she was, I think this friend, like one of her best friends was getting married.
Okay.
So like that's even like, it's just different. So, and I think like even moving to a different like town and like things like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's like what happens, and it's not bad. It's not good. It's just the way that it goes. And it's tough to adjust to it. It certainly happened to me of friends get in relationships. I see them less. I've certainly had, friends that I've seen less since I got in a relationship, but it's tis life. Tis life.
Yeah. And it's I don't know. It's interesting because I'm also like now I almost wish that I read this even like now. I'm glad that I read it when I read it, but like even now, like all of my friends are getting married. Like literally, I think I have like 2 single friends left. Like literally, like, they're all like going. So it's like it's definitely, and being like the one that's like always single. Like literally, I have to go to a wedding next year where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be the only one that doesn't like have a date to the wedding, which is fine. It's like I'm so used to that, but it never really gets like easier. Like it's just like a weird thing. So it's definitely like it was nice reading this being like I don't need to like feel bad about it and stuff. It's like I don't know, sometimes it's like I'm very much a person where I'm always like, and I literally tell my therapist this all the time too, because I'm like I know like how I should feel, not how I should feel, but it's like I know that this is fine or this is just how it is or whatever, but that doesn't change how you're actually feeling about it. It's like I'm a logical person, but it doesn't always like match up to like how I'm actually feeling about things.
Emotions don't give a shit about logic.
Right.
They really
exactly.
don't.
Exactly. So I think this book was like a good practice in like hearing other people like feeling the same things and just like accepting that that's okay.
Yeah.
And then like figuring out how to just like deal with those like emotions. But I have a few quotes.
Oh, let's hear them.
Anything else? So there was like some like kind of about what I was just talking about, but like she says, just because you haven't been in love with a romantic partner doesn't mean you don't know what it's like to love someone completely. Look to your best friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just, especially because I am somebody that loves my friends like very deeply. My like family dynamic, even because I like grew up with like my stepdad, who's like not my blood or like anything, but like he is like my dad. I have no like connection to my birth father, even though he's blood. Like I couldn't care less, honestly. So it's like I'm very much like, so because I feel so strongly about that, I'm like my friends to me are my family. Like if I like love you, if you're in my life, like you are like my family. Like I have like no like separation, which sometimes I'm like, okay, I know not everyone feels that way. So, you have to find boundaries, but like I am very much like my friends are my family. I'm very close. So like I love my friends very deeply. So it also like she does as well, which like was also very validating. I was like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
And she said, nearly everything I know about love I've learned from my long-term friendships with women. And then she said, when you're looking for love and it seems like you might never find it, remember you probably have access to an abundance of it already, just not the romantic kind. So just kind of like a lot of reminders of like love comes in all shapes and sizes. Like she talked about family and stuff too. Like just, you're not lacking love just because you don't have a romantic partner and you have like all these things around you that are also great. So
absolutely. Yeah.
And it's just like a fun book too. It's funny. Like I feel like I'm talking about like a lot of the serious parts, but it is like the way she tells the serious parts are even like, I don't know, very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the biggest things that you've learned in your 20s?
Oh, gosh. I think that that's definitely one of them. Like just like kind of learning to like be okay being alone. Like up until a few months ago, one of my best friends from home like moved in with me. So that's been really fun.
Yeah.
But like up until then, I like lived alone for like 7 years. Like,
wow.
And so like I was like, I was an only child. Like I've very much always been like very independent, like alone, like being okay with like being lonely, quote unquote. So I think that's something that's big. And I think it's important. I think you should be able to like be alone. Cause I've met a lot of people that also like are incapable of like being bored. And I'm like, you should be able to like be bored.
Yeah.
And like it be okay and be alone for a day and like still and not feel like depressed because of it.
Right.
So but also, you know, there's a lot, you should also put yourself out there, be with people.
You
There's
can go too far in the other direction.
Yes, which I think I definitely did. So it's like, it's finding that balance of like being okay with being alone, but also like not like hermiting yourself, you know? I think that's a big one. Oh gosh, what's something else? I think it's always like also like another one would just be to always like do things even if like it's not like in your job description, whether it's like your actual job or like other things. Like if it's gonna help you get towards your goal, sometimes you have to like give and take a little bit, you know, like obviously don't ever let anybody like take advantage of you in any way and all those things. But like when I worked at BuzzFeed, like I'm just thinking about in job terms, like when I worked at BuzzFeed, I was doing things so outside of my like pay grade, but it was like things that I enjoyed. And like I did red carpet interviews. That was not part of my job.
Yeah.
I got asked to do it because they were just always looking for people to do it. Hell yeah, I'll go to a red carpet for free and interview celebrities. Like things like that. Like if you get those opportunities, just make sure to like take them because they're going to be helpful probably. Or just they'll be fun.
Yeah. I think saying yes to things is one of the best things that you can do in your 20s.
For sure.
Like, because the opportunities that you're going to get when you're that age you're not going to get those opportunities for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, I like literally thinking about the red card, like I had zero like experience to be able to like, there was no reason I should have been there, but it worked out and I said yes. And then I got the experience and now that's something that I can say that I've done and it's experience. So it's like, definitely saying yes to things is a big thing. Yeah. But also learning how to say no to things.
That's also very important too. And it's balance in general.
Everything is a balance.
And I think it goes back to something you said about this memoir, which is that as you were reading it, you were seeing her like express thoughts that you thought no one else had.
Right. Exactly.
And I think that is like the best thing that books can do is like put you in someone else's head and make you realize that like all of those random, disgusting, like troubling thoughts that brew up and you're like, oh, I must be so weird and awful and strange and peculiar for having these thoughts. It's like, no, everyone has these.
It's truly almost never the case. Like
it's almost never the case. It's almost, I can almost guarantee that nobody listening to this, myself included, has had an original thought.
So true. Yeah.
You know?
So like, true. We are not as like original as we think we are. Our troubles are not as like unique as we think they are, which is great. Like it's good that there are other people out there that have experienced what you experienced or are currently also experiencing it. So
do you think you would ever write a memoir?
I don't know. Like, I feel like in theory I could. Like, I think I have like so far an interesting enough. Is anyone really interesting enough for a show? Do you know that? I don't know if we can make that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Anyways. I think I'm kind of interesting enough.
I think so.
Especially if it was something like this where it's almost like anecdotal, because sometimes I'm like, I'm always like, oh, I should have a reality show. But then I'm like, okay, well, my day-to-day isn't actually that crazy. But like anecdotal, I think I have some good stories that maybe what I guess we'll have to see how it turns out for me. Yeah. Because if it turns out all right, then if it can have a happy ending, then maybe.
What like if you could choose one anecdote to put in the memoir, and what's the quick version of it?
Okay, so this is actually a fun fact that I think I would put in here because it is like interesting about me in a weird way, but it actually kind of has to do with the other book.
Oh my God, this is perfect.
Clockwork Angel. So that Shadowhunter's World. I don't know if I've told you this story. When I was reading that book, when I was like really like mega online, which I think like my like online era when I was younger specifically would be a whole multiple chapters in my memoir. Yeah. But I had an online boyfriend.
Oh. I'm sure this will end well.
And we like talked about this book together because we were literally like, I literally met him on Instagram, like, and he was a real boy. Don't worry, he wasn't like I wasn't
worried that it was going to end that way.
He's a kind. I looked him up recently. He's a kind gay man now, which I like love. Yeah. But he wrote a fan fiction. in that Shadowhunters world.
Whoa.
And put me in it.
No way.
Yeah. And it's still on Wattpad.
Oh my God. You got to send me the link.
Every once in a while, I'll go back to check if it's still there. And I'm like, there.
Still there. You screenshot it. You got to screenshot it.
I honestly will. I'll send it to you. It's so funny. And it's like, I just think like, how many people can say that they were in a fan fiction that they didn't write? You know, like I didn't write that.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm sure lots of people can say they were in a fan fiction that they wrote.
Sure.
But like he put me in it as like a character like that was like with his character or whatever. And I was like,
really fun.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Like I got to be a Shadowhunter in that world. And that's just like, but then it's also like that whole thing was crazy. And then like, I don't know, having an online boyfriend is crazy. But yeah, so I think that era I would definitely talk about a lot in my memoir.
I think like your lore of kind of being on the ground floor of like internet fan culture like is really fascinating.
Yeah.
And so I think you should
I'll start writing some notes down, keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah. So but no, that sounds amazing. Everything,
it's a great book.
Everything I know, and there's some things crossed out on the cover's really interesting.
Yes.
So it's everything I know about, and it's crossed out parties, dates, friends, jobs, life, and then love. Yeah, is what the actual. Yes, I don't know if I explained that well.
Yeah, no, all the other words are crossed out. Yeah. I love the cover, and I think it's like it's also design. Like I said, like it's like all of those things are covered by talking about love, and that's kind of how I get it from the cover. But yeah, she also has other books that I haven't read and I want to. So. I think she has some like fictional books too. So cool. I'm very intrigued by her. I love her writing. She's great.
Great.
Definitely recommend.
So what's your third book?
What is happening?
I'm keeping it in.
Okay, that's fine. My third book is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller.
Okay.
Where do I even begin? Okay. Have you heard of this?
I have not, but the face that you're making right now makes me think, is there some smut in this?
No, actually.
Oh, interesting. Well,
no, there isn't true smut. Like, it's not a smut book. There's some like moments that are like spicy. It's definitely not a YA, but it's not a smut book. Okay. But it is a romance. Okay. And this is probably like my like most epic true like romance I have ever read.
Really? Wow. Okay.
So it is by Madeline Miller. It is a Greek mythology retelling of the story of Achilles. And I think his name is Patroclus. Okay. Who like in the actual like Greek mythology was just known as like his best friend. They are gay lovers, which honestly,
probably.
Yeah. Like, and history will say they were best friends. Like I believe this. And also, so it's a great, so it focuses on Achilles and Patroclus. It's all from Patroclus's POV. Okay. And so it's very much like deep in his mind the whole time. And it's about them meeting when they were like younger and then them kind of like growing up through boyhood and then all the way until Patroclus follows Achilles into the Trojan War. And the last like big part of it is them in the war. Okay. So it is one just story-wise amazing, so fun. Like if you're into Greek mythology, this is like fun for you either way, I think, even if you're not. I mean, it is like very heavy romance, but it is also just, to me, it's very like story driven. Like I think it's super fun. Like it has a lot of like myths that you'll recognize and like stuff. And she also spent 10 years writing this book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And knows like Greek mythology super well. So of course it's a retelling. There's some things that are not correct. Sure. But I think it's like mostly pretty true to the source material and like is very like respectful of it, you know? Like I don't know, because I know some people will get a little like hairy around it, you know.
To which I say it's like it was an oral tradition. Right. Like the whole point is that like people put their own spin on it whenever they repeated the story. So like
exactly.
Oh, you know the exact story, you know the real text. It's like you don't know.
Which it's like it's also mythology. So
it's mythology.
Is any of it really real anyways? Yeah. But yeah, so it is amazing. It has like a lot of themes of like heroism, fate, like the consequences of like wanting glory and like all these things. I'm trying to think if there's anything about like the actual story.
Do we get the horse in it?
I don't think that they talk about the horse, unfortunately. I know. I'm like, no, I don't think they do. Because I don't think Achilles is really part of the. But I mean, also like, I'm not going to spoil, but also if you know the Greek mythology of Achilles and Achilles' heel, then you kind of know.
It doesn't end well for him.
It doesn't end well.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I cried for days.
Really?
After finishing this book. But it actually has like a happy ending.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Like the ending technically is like, it works out.
Yeah.
Kind of. But the last few chapters are like the most gut-wrenching, horrible, like devastating chapters I've ever read in a book in my life.
Devastating in what way?
Sad.
Just like in terms of the relationship, in terms of like brutal violence or anything, or no?
Kind of both.
Okay,
like,
all the above.
I guess like I'll start in the beginning. Like I think it's one of the best examples I've ever read of like a romance.
Yeah.
Like it is just so like pure and like the yearning is like, and like the small things they like know about each other and like realize about each other, specifically Patroclus looking at Achilles is like the way her writing isn't necessarily flowery about everything. It's very like straightforward and like makes the story go along, except for when Patroclus is like describing or talking about Achilles, it like really zooms out or zooms in and is like so like specific and like beautiful, and like she describes him like Patroclus describes Achilles as this like glowing light, which is interesting too because like contrary to like regular Greek mythology, Achilles is just seen as this like rough, like scary, like warrior, which he still is in this book, but he also like is a musician, and like you just see these like other soft sides to him. They're not necessarily likable characters. Like they're both pretty deeply flawed. There's obviously still moments within it where I like do really like them and I'm like I'm resonating with them, etc. But they both make like pretty bad choices throughout their lives. Like also because they're like very clearly in love, like, and it's not like they know that, but they also will like have to hide it because of like the situation that they're in and the times they're in. So there are like other like there's women involved and like all these other things throughout, but like they always come back to each other and like are with each other. They're almost inseparable, like unless they like have to be separated for some reason. It's just like beautiful. Like it is so beautiful. But also like I said, like it's so fun, like some of the stories. She also wrote a book called Circe, which is about which is also amazing in a different way. But some people, this was like one became very popular on Book Talk, and some people are like, it's almost like kind of like some people don't like it. Some people really love it. Some people really like her other book and don't like this one. Some people really like this book and don't like the other one. I love both, so I think they're all crazy. But literally I also read this book in like 2 days.
Really?
So like you can like fly through it. I will say at first, like it was like, because of the writing, it's like, not that it's like, oh, big words are hard, but like it is like kind of like fancy writing. So like the first few chapters, I like really had to focus when I was reading. You know what I mean? Like I was just like had to be really locked in. But then I was like, okay, I get it now. Yes, exactly. But there were like, I was like, I got to break out a dictionary sometimes. So hey, I admit it. But both main characters are pretty deeply flawed, but you are rooting for them like so intensely. They literally never say I love you in this book. Yet I have never believed in such an all-encompassing love story than like this one. Because they say it in so many different ways in their actions and etc. But I like, it's just, this one is almost like the hardest to talk about it because it's just like so perfect. And like so beautiful and so good that like I don't even like, but I like also I was like it's perfect. Have you ever read like any sort of like Greek, like what's your history with Greek mythology?
So obviously the movie 300. No, I mean I did see that and thought it was cool when I was like, I don't know, 17. I'm trying to think what I've read. I mean, I remember reading some sort of abridged version of like the Odyssey and the Iliad. And I feel like there's like a certain level of Greek mythology you just kind of get through like cultural osmosis because it's just around there so much.
Definitely.
But it is the sort of thing that the past couple of years I've been like, I'd really like to study it more.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
and
so interesting to me.
It's so interesting, especially just like from a storytelling standpoint.
Yeah.
It's like these stories have stood the test of time for literally thousands of years, you know? And so it's like, you know, what, like trying to get under the hood of them and just be like, okay, well, what's makes
going on?
Yeah,
here?
what makes these things work so well? Why do we love that? And then how can I fucking do that?
I know, and I love it. I love how it's like all basically one or two like big stories, but there are so many little stories within all of them. I was like the kid, I was like so into Greek mythology for a few years. Like I was like in the library constantly reading every little like thing I could. So like, but that was like a long time ago. So like when I was reading these, I didn't know too much to where I was like nitpicking, like, oh, well, this was different. But I knew enough where I was like, it was exciting to see like characters and like things happening where I was like, oh, wait, I know about this. Like, I know this story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is definitely I guess I would still consider it like a tragedy, but it does kind of have a happy ending. I want to like tell you, but I like also don't.
No spoilers.
I want to read some quotes because I think that'll help better explain like the type of like writing and also like the love.
Thank you for bringing in quotes too. This is cool.
I literally, because it's like sometimes you just can't describe like what it is without like hearing some parts of the book. And I was also very careful to try to pick some that weren't like spoilers. Also, I could recognize him by touch alone, by smell. I would know him blind by the way his breaths came and his feet struck the earth. I would know him in death at the end of the world.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like with the yearning and like it just like shows that like how like I keep talking about like, oh, it's this like epic romance. Like it's such like a deep love, but that was created by just like the smallest of things, like little tiny things, like recognizing him by his touch without knowing, like seeing him, but you can like feel his hand and know that it's him, or like knowing his face. Like there's another one that will, I will never leave him. It will be this always for as long as he will let me. If I had had words to speak such a thing, I would have, but there were none that seemed big enough for it to hold that swelling truth. As if he had heard me, he reached for my hand. I did not need to look. His fingers were etched into my memory. Slender and petal-veined, I think is the word. Oh. Strong and quick and never wrong. Patroclus, he said. He was always better with words than I. And it's just like...
It's really well written.
It's so... Like the writing is amazing. Like, and I'm like, I mean, I like appreciate good writing also, but I've said before, I can also, I grew up reading fan fiction. No offense to the fan fiction writers. Some of them are amazing. And being in fan fiction. So I can also read a book with bad writing and enjoy it just as much. But this was like, I can't. Yeah. I actually want to reread this book soon because I don't even think it's been a full year since I read this.
I was going to ask when you read this. So this is relatively recent.
This one was it was like maybe, it was at the beginning of this year, I think. So like maybe like 5-6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I read Circe right before this and then this one. And I actually wish I read them in the opposite order just because in Circe, there's like a line that talks about them. And I remember being like, oh, she has another book. I wonder if that's connected. And I know that if I read this one first, I would have started sobbing when I read that line in the first book. Okay. It didn't spoil anything. Like, you don't need to,
Gotcha.
But
that's cool that they're connected. She's kind of creating like a cinematic universe of like that was already, it was already connected. But
unfortunately, these are her only 2 books. So yes.
Or
the rumor is that she's actually working on one right now that is like the Hades and Persephone myth.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I guess it's not really, it's more focused on Persephone and her mother. Like this, there's a relationship there that's interesting, which I don't really know about. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that she is doing that. But
yeah. Are the gods like actual characters in this book?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in Circe more so, I would say. In this one though, like there definitely are. Like there's also like, so Achilles' mother is a goddess, and she is, because he's like half god, half human. Right.
Yeah.
And she
I totally remember that.
Of course. Yeah. So she is kind of a large, almost villain in the story because she doesn't want them to be together. But also she's all seeing and all knowing, so she like really knows that they are in love, and she does not want that because like she wants to bring Achilles into full godhood, and like it's not even really the fact that he's gay. Like that part he's kind of like, she's like whatever. It's more like she doesn't believe that Patroclus is good enough for Achilles.
Oh, I see. Okay.
She's a villain, but then also kind of ends up in a place where you're okay with her at the end.
Okay.
Which is
I'm so curious what this ending is.
I want to tell you so bad.
I can see you are like bursting at the seams.
I want to talk about it so bad. I want to talk about it so bad. Also, I don't really know anyone else in like real life that has read this book, so I like barely have gotten to talk about it. So
that's always such a thing of just like when you like read something that or you see something and it like means a lot to you, and then you're just like.
Yeah, which is why I love book talk though, or just social media in general.
People,
I'm anytime I get home from watching a movie, I finish reading a book, anything, I'm searching that on TikTok and hearing other people's thoughts. So it's fun, but so that goddess is in it. There's some other like gods. There's also a for a pretty large part in the beginning, they're kind of living together in this cave.
Okay.
And they're learning from what are they called? The person horse.
Centaur?
Yeah.
Person horse is fun.
Person horse, the person horse. One of them, and it is at one time they like also like get on, like they ride him like a horse, and I'm like, it kind of made me uncomfortable. And it's like whatever, I guess, but I'm just like sure, but I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely some other things with that. Cool. There's like dragons, and not dragons, but like a sea creature. I'm hoping I'm not mixing that up with Cersei. I don't remember which one that's in. Maybe both. Okay. But yeah, so there's definitely some of those like classic myths in there, but no Trojan horse, unfortunately. I don't think there was a Trojan horse. They're in a different part of the battle,
I see. It sounds like this could be a fun audiobook.
So I actually read. I did both. Okay. I did some of the physical book and some of the audiobook, and the audiobook was great. Cool. So I think either one, whatever you have to do to get it in your brain, whatever do it. Like seriously, I honestly, out of all three,
that's the one.
This is the one.
Okay.
If you were gonna pick one of my books to read, this one, and I think this one would probably the bigger like audience would like it. Like I think those two have a little bit of a smaller like portion of people that would like enjoy them.
Get more clout out of this one. Hell yeah.
Exactly. This one is like, oh my God.
Okay.
It's like, I guess you have to like romance, but even without, like, I'm just like, it's such a good story.
Yeah.
Of just like human existence and Greek mythology and all the things. So I want to tell you the ending so badly, but if you're going to read it, I'm not going to, because you have to just experience it. Okay. But I think if you haven't read it in like a month, I'm going to have to tell you.
I'm going to get daily texts. Like, have you started? No,
literally, because it is one of the most horrible, but one of the best endings of a book I've ever read.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
And it's not only like a little ending, it's like it kind of goes on for chapters and you're like, I'm going to die because I'm so sad for so long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you've done a great job of selling these books.
I'm
glad. We're now at the point now
oh my gosh.
where you're going to open this book that is in this
so
beautiful wrapping job, if I do say so myself. One of these days I'll invest in some ribbon.
I mean, this is how, like, have you seen like book advent calendars and stuff that people do? They always wrap it in like this fun. Nice little brown paper. So I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
I'm nervous. I'm excited to see if it's what I guessed. Can I open it?
You absolutely go for it.
Okay, here we go.
I'm curious to see, if it's
okay, it's not. I can already tell it's not.
Okay.
Okay, I have read this.
You have read this. Okay.
But I actually don't have a physical copy of it.
This works out great.
So it's perfect because I ended up reading it. I either audiobooked or read it on my Kindle, but I didn't get a physical book.
It's the Picture of Dorian Gray.
Yes.
By Oscar
Sorry,
Wilde.
Audio listeners.
And I think that like we read Wuthering Heights together and had that like gothic.
Yes. Which, did you see the new trailer?
I actually haven't watched it yet. I've been
it's good, but
wanting to set aside time for it.
It's good, but they're really leaning into the love story. It literally says, like, in the trailer, it says something like the greatest love story of all time. Like, it's not a love story. But hey, I think I'm going to enjoy the movie, though.
I'm there opening weekend.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
For sure. But yeah, okay, so you have read this book.
Yeah. I read it for my book club, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, and did you enjoy it?
I did. I think I rated it like a 4 out of 5 or like 3.5. Like, I really liked it. It was interesting. Like, there were some things where I, like, was kind of confused by, and I wanted certain, like, it felt like there were like things that weren't finished at the end, I guess. But it was really interesting, and like I really enjoyed it. And it's also queer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
Oscar
kind
Wilde
of-
is so cool.
Yeah, it's great. I love this cover too. It's cool.
It's a fun cover. Yeah. So at least now you have one you can put on your shelf.
Yes, exactly. And which I so do that. I'm such a trophy collector. Even if I listen to an audiobook, I'm buying.
You're getting the physical book.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah.
So thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you for coming here. Do you have anything to plug?
Sure. Yeah. Follow my Instagram, Cailyn Hoertz. Also, if you want to follow my Bookstagram, which I'm trying to post more on, it's Cailyn.reads. And I'm writing a book.
Hell yeah.
So I'll be posting more updates there very soon because I am just mere chapters away from finishing my outline.
Really? Okay.
Which is a very detailed outline. So my goal is to have the first draft done by July.
Sweet.
So and I'm going to start posting there more about it and kind of about my writing journey. So,
that's awesome.
But yeah, it's been very fun. If you like dark romance, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you've told me about
Yes.
this book before.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
And looking forward to maybe reading
Yeah.
a draft when you're
I'm going to be sending out the first draft to any of my reader friends, even if I'm like, this isn't really your. I am curious to see what you would think about it because it's not your general repertoire. But who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe this will change your reading style.
This will change everything.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course, thank you for listening and watching. Please be sure to rate, share, subscribe,
like, all the things.
you get it.
You get it.
But till next time, keep reading, everyone.
Bye.